this week's episode of Advice Would Be Nice. My name is Amy and you are watching Healing with the Tarot. Sorry this is a late episode and we're doing it on a Monday, but unfortunately last week I had to take some time off due to my health. So today we're covering Advice Would Be Nice, Divine Masculine readings and its relationship issues. So this is for all the lads out there that are struggling with some issues at the moment and feel like they could do with a little bit of guidance. So before you are three cards. We have the Six of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and the Ten of Swords. Please choose which card you feel most drawn to and watch the associated reading in the Advice Would Be Nice playlist on Healing River Tarot. I actually list them individually so that you're not having to fast through to different chapters in the description. So if you need more time, please pause the reading here. If not, let's crack on with your reading, shall we? Hello, card number 2. Hello, my divine masculines. How are you all doing, my darlings? I hope that you're having a good day. You picked Four of Pentacles. Fear of not having enough may be more harmful than lack itself. Are you feeling unfulfilled at the moment? Do you feel like, as a provider, you're not able to step up and provide? But in focusing on what you do not have, you are not actually focusing on what you do have. And so therein is a little mini paradox for you, because although in this world of materialism, it may seem like, you know, you have standards to live up to for providing for a family and for yourself, and you're constantly being sold images of high-end goods and you know, and this endless cycle of getting out to work and of being the provider and of being the one to step forth and to bring in the big bucks. But at the end of the day, life is not just about what we have, you know, about financial, materialistic stuff. It's about what we already have in our lives that is of value, and it can come in so many different forms. Abundance, it's not just about money, it's not just about property, it's about values that you have with the loved ones in your life. It's about what you already have managed to attain, and by focusing on what you do have, you make room for more of it, because you're telling the universe, I want more of this. So it's about feeding into the celebration of abundance instead of the dissatisfaction that can come from focusing on what we don't have, from the lack consciousness. Because the fear of not having enough is more harmful than lack itself, because you're actually feeding into that and making it a self-fulfilling prophecy as a creator being. Just take my jacket off. Oh, it's a little bit warm. Okay, so it is good to be cautious and careful with what we have, but there is such a thing as holding on too tightly. And this goes for emotions as well as money. Are you with your partner at the moment emotionally in a form of codependency? Are you actually losing yourself in this relationship? Are you imbalanced in your relationship emotionally or materialistically? Is that causing with you, between you, problems? Are you feeling dissonance? Not having enough money can be scary. The question you need to ask yourself is this: how much do I need to truly be okay? Have you asked yourself that question, my darling divine masculines? Are your financial concerns real? Maybe they are real. Maybe they are real, and maybe you are going through some financial difficulties. I mean, most of us are at the moment, because things have spiraled out of control. this system is toxic that we're living in right now. And so obviously, because we're living in that soup of toxicity, it is going to bleed into our own lives, because we are part of the system at the moment. We are living in it. Are your financial concerns real, or are they based on the perception of lack because of past experiences or fears for the future? I mean, I have been having to deal with lack consciousness, and actually starting to try and train the brain not to focus on what I don't have and of the issues that I'm going through financially, but to actually focus on what I do have, and that I have the capacity to change my situation. I am the creator being. I'm the one that can change things. I'm the one that can take the steps and the actions to turn my frown upside down. We all have options. It can feel like we minimize our options when we focus on what we don't have, because we're not giving room for solutions, and we're not giving room for a change of fortune. And you are the one that would change your fortune if you gave yourself space to believe that it was possible, because you are affecting the quantum field. So your energy, when you focus on positivity, changes the field around you to bring positive things to you. When you focus on lack and on negativity, you change the field to bring only lack and negativity to you. That's the way this realm works. The universe listens to what you're putting out and feeds it back to you, because it's a responsive environment. Sometimes we hold so tightly on to what we perceive as necessary that we miss the big picture. Are you number twos, my darlings, missing the bigger picture? If this card shows up in your reading, you may want to take a closer look at how you're dealing with financial issues and how much your emotions are colouring your attitude towards money. Because how many of us have relationship issues to do with our finances? When we're married, when we're tangled up in a relationship with someone, maybe one of you's working, one of you's not. If you've got children, someone has to look after the kids cost money. And, you know, like we're living in a realm of 0 hour contracts and scrambling to find enough money because everything's getting so expensive. All of that is happening. But we as creative beings can change our experience based on what we believe we perceive. And if we start bringing that understanding into our daily practices of focusing on abundance and positivity and being objective and standing back to see the bigger picture, instead of being the goldfish in the bowl, step outside of the bowl and look on it from another angle so you can see the picture fully. Know that you are always in control. Know that you are always powerful enough to change the circumstances surrounding your situation. Yes, change takes time in this environment. Everything takes time in this environment. We are in an environment where time is relative. It's a reality in order for us to experience and perceive this life. So we have to work with time and know and accept that everything happens in divine timing. But you are the creator and manifester in your world. So what do you wish to create and manifest for yourselves? Oh, sorry, just dropped the book on the floor. Oh, I was holding on to. Good times. Anyway, let's have a look at the obstacle. King of Cups. And clarified by the Two of Wands in reverse. So you are being emotionally, you're playing your cards close to your chest. See, the King of Wands has surrounded himself with water, and you know, he's on his island. He's keeping his he's tying down his emotions. So you're trying to manage this situation financially by keeping your emotions in check. You're not sharing your burdens with the people around you. Maybe you fear that it's going to cause arguments. Maybe you're already having arguments and it's made you withdraw into yourself. Because at the end of the day, this is the obstacle that you're facing, is that you having that lack of being able to open up emotionally, because you perceive it as a failure. You perceive it, maybe, because men are the providers, maybe you're seeing yourself as failing and you don't want to share that with your partner. And maybe you want to keep control because that is your job. You are the provider, but you know, no man is an island. You know what I mean? As much as you feel that you're trying to keep hold of things, it's good to be in control, but be careful not to separate yourself too much from others. You're taking on too many burdens, my darling number 2s, to do with your financial situation. And I mean, the 2 of Wands in reverse, what to do. I mean, it's good to spend time contemplating on your options, but sooner or later you're going to have to choose which direction pulls most strongly. And you can see here, at the moment, you're in confusion, you are in despair about the options that you perceive are available to you, and you're keeping yourself on lockdown and trying to deal with this situation on your own. I do not think, because this is your obstacle, I think you need to open up to your partner, because teamwork makes the dream work. It's not just you that is responsible for a abundant and productive life. If you are the provider, okay, if you are the one earning the money, if you are the one that is bringing in the big kahunas, and you're going through financial problems and you're trying to not worry your partner with it, I strongly suggest that now is the time to open up and to not let pride and ego get in the way of resolving this issue, because no man is an island. Okay? No man is an island. You need balance. But you're not going to get that if you're not because this is about action and adventure or staying put. Oh, sorry, this is the 10 of Wands. I thought it was the 2 of Wands. The 10 of Wands. I need to read. I need to actually read. What are you doing, Amy? So let's just reiterate this, because obviously we've got the God. We've got the for some of you, maybe my boo-boo actually did apply to you, so I'm not going to say, oh, don't listen to what I just said, because maybe there's someone who needed to hear that. These things readings play out the way they're supposed to. But the 10 of Wands in reverse, I've got it, maybe I don't got it. I got it. Maybe I don't got it, because look how burdened she is carrying all those wands by herself. It's like, I've got this. You're thinking, I got it. I mean, it's a mirroring of energies, isn't it? Isn't this a mirroring of energies? Because you've got the King of Cups, who's emotionally keeping it all on lockdown when he's freaking out on the inside, but to the outside, he's on his island and he's calm and he's in control. But inside, he's screaming. And then you've got the 10 of Wands, which is the card of burdens. I've got it. No, I don't got it. And it's in reverse. So you definitely need to share your burdens, because going within and keeping your burdens to yourself, it's weighing you down. It's too heavy for you to carry this alone. I mean, look, in the background here, there's your divine feminine looking at you, on a man on this island on his own. She feels cut off from you, and cutting yourself off, trying to do things on lockdown within yourself, trying to be all that you need to be. If you're heavily burdened, you need to be able to rely on your partner, and your partner will appreciate the honesty and working together to resolve things, because 2 heads are better than 1. And you need resolution and purpose and a way forward. And if you haven't got a partnership, maybe family, friends, whoever it is that around you that you could enlist to help you with your financial burdens, I suggest you start developing your ability to work past your pride and ego, and to reach out to the resources that are available to you, instead of thinking that you can do it all alone, because we shouldn't have to do everything alone. Okay? It's just not the way the world should work, in my opinion. And we have to learn to accept help from others and to reach out when we need it. and you're not doing that. Okay, I mean, I just saw Sandra Bullock, and I don't know if you've seen the film with Sandra Bullock where she's an alcoholic and she never asked for help, so they made her wear a sign saying, if I say no, do it anyway. Do you know what I mean? Help me anyway. You need to start accepting help and realizing it's not a failure to have issues. It's not a failure to have financial burdens. It's not a failure to be where you are. It's just something, a challenge that you have to deal with and get over and move on from. Nothing is a failure in life, it's a lesson. And the way you build yourself back stronger after each lesson means that you're a winner. There is no failure, okay? There is only the learning process. And how you see yourself and how you interact with others and how you deal with your challenges is the character building that this life brings. The Ten of Wands is almost always indicative of someone who is not only carrying a heavy burden, but is probably toiling under burdens that really belong to others. Are you trying to take on the world? Because your shoulders just aren't big enough. Are you one of those people that's always trying to fix everyone else's problems? Are you a problem solver? You know, do you carry the load of your family, your friends, and everyone who crosses your path? If so, it is probably time to take another look at what burdens you are carrying and figure out which ones don't truly belong to you. Then put them down, and I mean it, put them down right now. Okay? Put them down. Stop carrying everything, because you're going to give yourself back problems for the rest of your natural life, because energetically, what we carry does translate into our physical vessel, and you'll be getting shoulder pain, neck pain, back pain, you know, pain in your hips, pain in your knees. And that's going to come from the energetic burdens that you're carrying as a man. And you need to be able to streamline and deal with your issues. So remember that if you allow yourself to be completely drained, trying to be everything for everybody, you will eventually reach a point where you can't do anything for anyone, including yourself. And that doesn't benefit you or those you love, does it, my darling divine masculines who are watching this? So what action is recommended? The Empress in reverse. Now the Empress is the divine feminine energy. She is nurturing and caring, the mother energy. Let me just find it in this book. Here we go. The divine feminine is in all of us. But it's the abundance and nurturing and female power. But the Empress is in reverse. So at the moment, you're not embracing abundance, okay? And because the Empress is reverse, I don't think that you've been leaning heavily into your divine masculine qualities, but even men have feminine qualities, okay? You're also the divine feminine, and the divine feminine is abundant, nurturing, and soft, and loving, and strong, and inner female strength. All men have their feminine strengths as well as the masculine, and you're being asked to start using them. The Empress says yes to life. Do you? What are you growing in the garden of your life? Are you nurturing yourself and your own endeavors? If you're nurturing everybody else's endeavors, including your own, if you've got so many burdens, my darling masculines, how on earth can you nurture yourself? That's why you're being asked to put down any burdens that you should not be carrying for others, okay? I mean, every man has responsibilities, yes. Every man is a provider, yes. Every man is a king of his own kingdom, yes. The king is here, he's here. But you can overburden yourself, and if you are thinking that you need to take it all on by yourself, you're not using your divine feminine. That's why she's in reverse, because you're not relying on your divine feminine as a background here. If you're in a relationship, And if you're not in a relationship, you're certainly not utilizing that other side and quality of your energy that both men and women carry, the divine masculine and feminine traits. And so it's about bringing into your life the nurturing energy. Celebrate the divine feminine in your life, no matter what form it takes. At the moment, your action at the minute, I know it's in reverse, but I think that's because you're lacking it and you need to bring it into your life. Bring in the nurturing side. Let's see, there's another clarifier here in the Six of Wands to the Empress. And this is the this is the outcome. I am not with it today. I am so sorry. I've been all over the place, got the wrong card earlier. And now it's like the wrong position. I don't know what's going on. Right, so the Six of Wands in reverse. Hey dear. Let's have a look, see. If you carry on down the road that you're on, you're not going to have a victory. Because this is victory. This is homecoming. This is success. But at the outcome at the minute, because you're focusing on negativity and lack and not the abundance that you do already have, because you're highly burdened emotionally and physically and materialistically burdened, and because you're not relying on your, you're not focusing on the abundance, the outcome is not going to be fortuitous. But if you turn these around and start doing the practice of abundance, nurturing energy, of laying down the burdens, then you will have a victory. Then you will have success. Then you will find solutions to your issues. But at the moment, because of the things that you're doing, this is your reading, and it's a negative reading. Why? Because of the things that you're practicing in your life. It's about accepting truths. It's about accepting help. It's about not being stop being a man that is an island and burying everything. You're burying everything, burying your emotions, burying your problems, and trying to deal with it all. I got it. No, I don't got it. No, you don't got it. But if you turn your perceptions, what you believe you perceive, if you turn your perceptions around and start opening yourself to abundance, laying down problems that are not yours to carry, remember, not yours to carry, and start focusing on the ones that are, and doing it in order, not everything at once, but being open and honest about where you are, your emotions, your feelings, and processing and healing that, and dealing with your issues step by step, and nurturing the abundance, nurturing positivity, you will carve a path through and you will be abundant and you will be victorious. But if you don't and you carry on down this path, my sweethearts, your relationships are going to be car and the outcome's going to be car. Just a lot of car. Which I don't really like to say in relationships, but this message had to reach you today so that you could deal with this issue, so that you could take stock and start seeing your strengths and your weaknesses and how you can actually manage those to your advantage. Now, I've got some cards here to do with the relationship. It has strong roots. So if you are in a partnership, building a strong foundation of trust with someone does include being honest with them about the problems in the relationship, like the things that you're going through as the divine masculine. No man is an island. Listen to your heart. Take a chance on love. So listen to your heart. Listen to what your heart is telling you about this circumstance, situation. Stop living in your head. You're overthinking. You are too wrapped up in your mind and over worrying and overthinking about what's going on rather than actually resolving it. You're on a hamster wheel and you're blocking your crown chakra. So you might be getting headaches, feeling woolly headed, fatigue. And it is about unlocking that energy flow by being self-aware and about taking time to work through those financial issues. Start as you mean to go on. Write down all your costs and your outgoings. See where you can make changes. Also see what you can do within your relationship to make it easier by sharing the burden with your partner. And if she's got to get a job and you've got to find some way of getting care for your children, you just do it, don't you? You go through and you just do it. You do what is necessary to move beyond. But know that your attitude, your energy, whether if you focus on abundance and positivity, you change the energy around you and attract that to you, and you'll have a more fortuitous outcome than you will if you focus on lack and negativity. Okay, because you will, the universe, as I said before, is an echo chamber. You want a sweet home, making a good home life and settling down. Well, you know, part of that is building a firm foundation of trust and communication. So it's not just about within relationships, but within yourself. Start communicating with yourself, being open with yourself, trusting your judgment, trusting what's coming to you intuitively. Make room for your intuition to speak to you, make room for your heart to speak to you. Follow your heart, not your head, and remain open, positive, and focused on abundance and gratitude for all that you are, all that you have, and what you can bring to the table. Embrace the changes that are coming, my darlings. Embrace change, embrace the challenges, and true connections in your relationship will flourish. This is not like the end of the world. You're just going through a challenge right now. Okay? Break free. Get out of situation. Maybe some of you do need to break free because you are too financially burdened, because this relationship is toxic maybe. That is a possibility for people who are watching. If that is you, I'm so sorry, but maybe it's time to break free and heal your financial circumstances. Love can bloom. A romance blossoms into full-blown feelings. Just because you're going through difficulty doesn't mean that love cannot bloom and blossom. Love is a beautiful thing that when it's unconditional, it's not based on what you have, it's based on who you are. So remember that. If you are missing the moments you shared with someone and are looking back and are feeling nostalgic, memories are a wonderful thing, but if that's feeding into your negativity of this situation, maybe it's time to just take a step back and to really start working with positivity and good, I'd say, grounding within yourself in this moment, and bring yourself into this moment so that you can fully deal with it and fully deal with where you are, both energetically, spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Fan the flames to keep the passion alive. If you are financially dealing with stress at the moment, it can take a real toll on your relationship and your sex drive. And, you know, if we're talking about these things intimately, and it is important to know that material burdens are just that. They are just, it's just stuff. It is not as important as the love and the bond that you share with your partner. And stress and worry can kill a relationship. But, you know, if it's got strong roots, love will always bloom. Okay? And so fan the flames. Look at all the joy that you have had in the past. Know that these burdens that you're carrying should not divide and conquer you from your relationship with your spouse. It should make you stronger. Always use burdens to make you stronger together. Do not let them divide. And certainly don't take them on yourself and be emotionally burdened by it all alone. No man is an island. So, affection. Start being affectionate. Start, you know, have some romantic time together. You don't need money for that. Just the two of you. You know, maybe a frozen pizza, a couple of beers, a bit of Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? Just some time where you're not burdened by the stresses of life and financial stuff. And keep pedaling, right? If you can actually turn this frown upside down, Move ahead despite any obstacles that arise is what you've been asked to do. Like, this is an obstacle. This is not the end of the world. And if you can open up, if you can actually do the things that have been suggested, I think that you're going to have a better outcome than if you focus on just what you don't have, the lack, the emotional burden and overwhelm, and trying to take on everything by yourself, and not focusing on the softness and the love and the abundance and the things that the feminine side of you can bring to the table to nurture your life with your wife. Do you know what I mean? Even if you're not married, it's still a relationship. So start thinking about how you can put certain things down, be more forthcoming, open up, deal with your emotional burdens without letting it block you from your abundance and block you from moving forward. Because if you keep pedaling through this and you do the things, I think you're going to actually come through the other side and you're going to be okay. I'm not saying it's going to be an easy ride, but it's going to be a better ride than before you listen to this reading. Because you do have true love in your life, and it always comes when you least expect it. And I think for you, that's going to be the case if it hasn't already. But true love is in your life. And again, this was in the last reading, twin flame. Hello, my divine counterparts and twin flame unions. When you're in a twin flame union, or if you're in a divine counterpart union, it is not easy. People think that if you meet your soulmate or you got your twin flame, everything goes hunky-dory. It isn't. It's passionate, it's fiery, it's instant connection, but it's also triggering the issues in you and them for healing. And you do come together, pull apart, come together, pull apart, until you are both ready to come together, and then you will never be separated, because it's true love and it's a divine union. And what God puts together, no man can separate, because it's love, and love conquers all. Power. The power of love, it, like a magnet, is drawing the souls together. So you truly have true love in your life, and if it's not arrived yet, it's coming. Number 2. And I feel like, and if it's not with you yet, and you are a single man watching this, and you're thinking, well, I haven't got that, you've still got your burdens that you need to, the challenges that you need to address before your divine counterpart comes in. And we are challenged by spirit with certain things to heal us. It's all healing. This is what we are here to do, is to learn and to heal and to grow. Okay? To develop strong roots, to have good growth, so love can bloom. And love is coming if it hasn't arrived already. So let go of guilt. The guilt that you feel like you cannot accomplish things, that you are not a good provider, that you are failing in life. Because, my darlings, you are not failing at all. You are succeeding. You are growing. You are abundant. You are positive, happy, upbeat. Even if the shit's hitting the fan, it's only shit. You can clean up shit. You can wipe it off. You know? Nothing is stopping you from growing beyond the problem that you're having. And you can't make these cards up. You really can't. Learn. Let love show you how to learn from each other. If you're in a relationship, learn. You're here to learn lessons, so drop the guilt. That's what I just said. Challenge. Oh my gosh, this is such a, like, I'm not making this reading up. It's just they're coming out the way they come out. And you are being given challenges right now, because all true soul connections involve challenges that can be overcome together, not on your own. No man is an island. And I swear I want to put that on this reading instead of the Four of Pentacles. No man is an island. Recognition. The divine will help you recognize signs and miracles. If you can open up to positivity, abundance, and ask your spirit guides to send you signs, synchronicities, and symbols to help you on your path towards your abundance, your future, and your happiness, they will start showing you them. You just got to be open, aware, and awake enough to know that you can steer your ship, and that there's help available for you divinely and in the world of the living as well. It's not just spirit, it's souls that are incarnate here around you that are here to help you grow, to support your journey. We have soul contracts. You may be about to be surprised with somebody coming into your life, Or your partner will surprise you, or there might be a surprise to do with I just heard a promotion at work, or a job opportunity, or, you know, a lottery win. Something might be about to surprise you. Because life is full of surprises and not all of them are bad. And I think that you number twos need to understand that. Not everything in life is bad. Not everything in life is a failure or a challenge, or, you know, you're not living in lack. You're living in abundance. Lack is an illusion of the system. And it's time that we started to realize that we as creative beings are able to generate true abundance, true wealth, true happiness just by embodying it. So listen to your heart. You begin to feel your heartbeat faster when you are close with your loved one. But also I feel like this question, it's not just about romance here, but listening to your heart, listening to your inner higher self voice that comes from your heart space, not the head space. Your head is where your ego lives. It's a thought machine. You are the observer, and you know, your connection to spirit comes from your heart-centered consciousness. So start practicing dealing with your emotions and processing them. I feel like when you were young, you were taught not to show emotion. You were taught to control your emotions, to actually put them on lockdown. But that is a very unhealthy way of practicing life, because you are an emotional being. You're a human being. You have the divine feminine and masculine qualities. And showing emotion and vulnerability is actually the strongest thing that you can do. It's strength, not weakness. That lesson that you were taught when you were young was incorrect. True strength is showing emotional vulnerability and being in true contact and connection with your inner self, and not being afraid of it, and being able to show it and embody it, and to share burdens, because a true leader with autonomy delegates. Okay? My love to you, my darlings, number twos. I hope that this card reading helps you. As with every reading, I say, please only take what resonates and lovingly leave the rest. There are going to be many people that watch this, and the messages are not going to always resonate. So just take what bits do. I hope that this helps you on your journey. It is just advice. Do what you feel is right in your life. I send you my love. Please leave me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. It's free to do. I upload twice a week, on Mondays and on Thursdays. Advice would be nice. This week is going to be on a different day because I had to take time off. And I had to take time off because I was having nerve block injections in my back. And yeah, they can be quite painful. So I needed a few days rest. But I am back and I will be posting these. But usually you catch me Mondays for a spiritual card reading. They vary week to week, and advice would be nice for relationship issues, money issues, life issues, all of that stuff every Thursday. Namaste, my beautiful darlings. I will catch up with you in the next one.